All right, let's get right into it. What if I told you that the strength of your bones has way less to do with your age and a whole lot more to do with some specific foods you're probably overlooking? Today, we are going to uncover how you can literally rebuild your skeleton. And spoiler alert, the answer is not in the dairy aisle. No, seriously, think about it for a second. Not your achy joints or your sore muscles, but the actual framework holding you together. You know, most of us, we just don't give our bones a second thought until it's too late, right? Until there's a fracture or a scary diagnosis. But the thing is, right now, your bones might be in a silent battle. And this is why it matters so much. Research from Johns Hopkins gives us this absolutely staggering statistic. 1 in every 2 women over the age of 50 will break a bone because of osteoporosis. That's a coin flip. This isn't some far-off problem, it's a quiet epidemic happening right under our skin. So what's really going on in there? Well, your bones are living, breathing tissue, and they're constantly remodeling themselves. The best way to think about it is like a construction site. You've got your osteoblasts, that's the construction crew, building up new, strong bone. And then you have your osteoclasts, that's the demolition team, clearing out the old stuff. When we're young, it's all in perfect balance. But after 50, whoa, that demolition crew goes into overdrive, and we can start losing over 1% of our bone mass every single year.
Okay, so for decades, what have we been told? Drink milk for strong bones. It's been drilled into us. But if that was the whole story, then why do the very countries that drink the most milk often have the highest rates of osteoporosis? Doesn't add up, does it? It's time we challenge that core belief.
The honest truth is, calcium all by itself is like a single violin trying to play a symphony. It just can't do it. For truly strong bones, you need the whole orchestra of nutrients. Magnesium, potassium, protein, you name it, all working together in perfect harmony. Just loading up on calcium without its supporting cast, it simply doesn't work.
So if dairy isn't the superhero we thought it was, then what is? Well, some really amazing research is pointing us to 6 pretty extraordinary plant-based foods. And we're not talking about exotic, impossible-to-find ingredients. These are accessible, they're affordable, and as it turns out, they're scientifically proven to beat dairy when it comes to building bone. First up, let's talk about moringa, sometimes called the miracle tree. Now, just look at the numbers on this slide. It's kind of crazy. Per 100 grams, you're getting up to 2,500 milligrams of calcium from moringa, compared to just 120 from milk. But it's not even just about the sheer amount of calcium. Moringa also has these powerful plant compounds that act like little messengers, basically telling your bone-building crew to get to work and your demolition crew to, well, take a break.
Next up is quinoa, and I love this analogy because it perfectly explains what's happening. Calcium gives your bones their hardness, their density. That's the concrete. But it's the collagen that gives them their flexibility, their resistance to fracture. That's the steel rebar inside the concrete. Quinoa is a complete protein that's packed with lysine, an amino acid that's absolutely vital for producing that collagen scaffolding. Without that rebar, your bones just become brittle.
Let's move on to sesame seeds. They pack in over 8 times the calcium density of milk. But here's the real kicker. It's not just about how much calcium a food contains, it's about how much your body can actually absorb and use. Sesame seeds also have these cool plant compounds called lignans, which help regulate that whole buildup and breakdown cycle in your bones. And their calcium is super bioavailable, meaning your body just laps it up.
Then we've got chia seeds. You can think of these as creating the absolute perfect internal environment for building bone. First, they are loaded with omega-3s, which fight chronic inflammation, and inflammation is a huge driver of bone loss. Second, they have boron, a mineral that acts like a traffic cop, literally directing calcium to go into your bones where it belongs. And third, all that fiber actually improves how well your gut absorbs minerals in the first place. It's a total win-win-win.
Now, tofu is especially important for postmenopausal women, and here's why. As estrogen levels drop, bone loss can accelerate fast. Well, tofu contains these plant compounds called isoflavones that gently mimic estrogen's bone protective effects. They basically step in to help fill that hormonal gap, telling the demolition crew to slow down and helping you preserve your bone density. And our final food, dried figs. These things are a true powerhouse of nutrients that all work together. They've got the calcium, they've got boron, and vitamin K. But their secret weapon? It's potassium. See, our modern diets tend to be a little acidic, which can actually force your body to pull calcium out of your bones to keep things balanced. Potassium helps neutralize that acid, acting like a natural bodyguard for your entire skeleton. Okay, so now we know what to eat, but
Knowledge without action is pretty useless. So let's shift gears and talk about the action plan. How do we actually build this into a practical, everyday strategy to really rebuild our bones?
This is where the rubber meets the road. It's all about consistency and strategy. First, make a plan to rotate all 6 of these foods throughout your week. Don't just eat one. Second, timing really matters. Try to have your calcium-rich foods at least 2 hours apart from coffee or tea, since they can get in the way of absorption. And third, this one's a big one. Preparation is key. Grinding seeds, soaking your chia, toasting sesame seeds, these little steps make a huge difference in how available those nutrients become for your body.
And of course, we've got to be smart about this. These foods are powerful, so moderation is always a good idea. If you're managing your weight, just watch the portions on the sesame seeds and figs. And if you have specific health conditions, like a history of kidney stones, or if you're on blood thinners, you'll want to be mindful with quinoa and chia. As always, the best advice is to talk to your doctor before making any major changes to your diet.
What this all really comes down to is a feeling of empowerment. The idea that you are not just a victim of the aging process. You actually have the tools, you have the knowledge to take direct control over your own skeletal health and build a stronger, more resilient future for yourself.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? This isn't about some 2-week crash diet. It's about the small, consistent daily actions. A spoonful of chia seeds in your yogurt, a handful of figs for a snack, that add up over time to create really remarkable, lasting results. Your future self, the one standing tall and living an active, independent life, is going to thank you for it.
So the choice is really yours. Every single meal, every snack is an opportunity. An opportunity to either build your bones up or let them silently weaken. The power to change your bone destiny is right there on your plate. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with it?